This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Good evening. It is Wednesday, 5th March 2025. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you for joining us. Farmers hit hard by black sigatoka are finally seeing some relief. Following announcements of support by the Minister of Agriculture, one farmer in Bexar confirms he has received much-needed spray oil from the government.
The Ministry of Agriculture is receiving some positive feedback from farmers who report that much-needed support in that of oil and the upcoming financial aid is fulfilling its purpose. In a press briefing held on March 3, 2025, Minister of Agriculture announced the government has delivered on a promise to assist farmers affected by the black sigatoka by March 2025. The current relief effort addresses challenges faced by farmers who lost produce and income as a result of the plant disease. The Agriculture Ministry says it has thus far distributed 6,500 of 66,000 gallons of spray and will be issuing 405 relief checks to as many farmers. One farmer, Julius Cherry of Bexar, has received this government aid.
Yes, I have received the oil for the past 2 weeks back, and they have some more oil for us for the rest of the year. And I am very concerned of what they give, and I appreciate what they give to the farmers so far.
Cherry says he's grateful for the support and is already using the spray oil on his young banana trees, which are growing well for now. He says he has no complaints and hopes to see an improvement in production. Meanwhile, he was advised by an agriculture field officer that he should soon receive financial relief.
As my farmer was so bad, I had to cut it down and get over what I had there. But now, I am concerning about the followers. I'm taking care of the followers to see what I can do with the followers for now. I mean, the banana tree, when I cut it on the one we have the branches, then you have the follower behind it, the small ones growing behind the one I cut.
Cherry states that after a meeting with First Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Guy Joseph, in January 2025, where he and other farmers voiced their crop concerns, he is pleased that the current administration has actually delivered on the required resources and that a field officer informs of relief to be provided in the coming days. But while Cherry is optimistic, he also has one major request. He wants the government to secure a steady market for local farmers. He says a guaranteed avenue for trade would bring more stability and ensure income security.
Well, I cannot say nothing bad about them there, because as I tell you, they providing the oil and they give us the oil freely. I don't have nothing bad to say about that, because it is very nice to receive the oil. After Mr. Guy Joseph spoke about it, we receive it. I don't have no complaint about it. No complaint at all. And then they say they will give us something, I think, this week coming. Well, if I get that support, it will going to be very nice for me to go back from the foundation again, to start again to do my draining, to help other workers, to help me in the bananas, to bring it a little forward. But the only problem I have with the government now, because we don't have no market to sell the product. Because they just give us things, they give fertilizer, oil, and then we have no market to sell the product. So what I am telling them now, to try and look for a market for us to sell our produce.
As some farmers receive aid, others wait for their turn. The government says it is working to distribute relief as quickly as possible. But for many, the challenge isn't just recovery, but also sustainability. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Stevana Francis.
Reckless driving on Saint Lucia's roads is a growing concern, with accidents happening daily. Experts in defensive driving say that as an essential part of driving lessons, drivers should be able to maneuver responsibly to avoid or reduce serious injuries and fatalities resulting from road accidents. But do all drivers take heed? Stevana Francis tells us more.
Every day, reckless driving on Saint Lucia's roads puts lives at risk, with many injuries and fatalities resulting from road accidents. Some believe the key to fewer crashes is teaching drivers how to react safely. That's where defensive driving comes in. Avalina Stacey Nelson, defensive driving instructor at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, SALCC, says that defensive driving is a compulsory component of driving lessons. However, the current rate of accidents on the island suggests that many drivers take risks and do not apply the driving lessons learned.
Defensive driving has been a mandatory part of our drivers' education in Saint Lucia since 1995. After obtaining a provisional license, all drivers must complete a defensive driving course at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. This ensures that from the beginning, a driver learns not just to operate a vehicle, but how to anticipate hazards, make safe decisions, and reduce the risk of a collision. However, over time, many drivers develop bad habits. A common example of this is when a driver is approaching a junction with a stop sign. Experienced drivers sometimes assume that they can have time make it, instead of coming to a complete stop. These small misjudgments can lead to a serious accident. If a driver just continues to apply defensive driving techniques throughout their driving life, that, I believe, would be the key to improving our road safety.
Right now, most driving courses focus on basic rules of the road, but Nelson suggests that implementing a reckless driving penalty points system, with said points being applied to drivers' licenses, could make a big difference.
It may be difficult for a person who has had their license for a long period of time to go back and complete a defensive course. However, I believe that if a point system is introduced, when drivers lose points for accidents, whether minor or major, this may encourage them to drive safer on our roads. You see, once a certain number of points is deducted, the license can be revoked. And to regain the license, then we can introduce that a mandatory defensive driving course be taken. I've had a personal experience where the court revoked an individual's driver's license, and they sent them on a mandatory 5 hours defensive course based on the severity of the infraction committed. This system can be an effective way to reinforce road safety and hold drivers accountable for their actions.
Nelson explains that strategies taught to drivers as part of the mandatory defensive driving course should encourage drivers to apply these on the roads toward improvement of road safety and reduction of harm and deaths resulting from road accidents.
Some key defensive driving strategies that we teach our students are: 1. Junction awareness. Always come to a full stop at a stop sign and yield or give way properly at an intersection. 2. Maintain a safe following distance. What do I mean? When you are at the driving school, you may have learned about the 2-second rule, the distance you have to be from a vehicle in front of you. Now, with the amount of traffic that we have on our road, we are encouraging students and the drivers at large to ensure that they keep an even wider gap between you and the vehicle in front of you. So at least 3 to 4 seconds, giving you enough time to react. 3. Blind spot checks. Regularly check your mirrors and proper use of shoulder glances to avoid surprises. So before you make a decision to move left, move right, come to a stop, slow down, or speed up, ensure you check your mirrors and your surroundings. 4. Adapt to road conditions. Adjust your speed and braking techniques based on the traffic flow, weather, and condition of the road.
Nelson recommends that drivers' application of guidance such as SIPTA, or scan, identify, predict, decide, and execute while driving will inform safe driving decisions. As a standard part of the country's driving lessons, she remains confident that adherence to the road safety guidelines in driving lessons will create better driving practices and reduced hazard risks. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Stevana Francis.
Longtime Raidry Beach vendor Marie, owner of Marie's Fish Shack along the beach, is calling for authorities and the Ministry of Tourism to implement measures that ensure tourists pay mutual respect to Saint Lucia nationals and businesses, in the same way that locals are expected to respect tourists. Her calls follow a Monday, March 3rd incident, which the vendor describes as disrespectful.
Owner of Marie's Fish Shack on Raidwy Beach in Rodney Bay is calling for focused efforts from the Ministry of Tourism and related authorities to implement rules that ensure tourists respect St. Lucia nationals and service providers like herself. Marie's request follows an incident she says amounted to disrespect and harassment from the same tourist twice. The man allegedly asked a colleague to see the owner, then demanded she remove her country's flag and replace it with an American flag.
He came and he asked Petra for me. So Petra tell him, look, I did. Petra thought he wanted a meal. So he came to me and he told me, are you all right? I said, yes. He told me, I'm not. I said, why? He said, because you have those flags up and you don't have an American flag up. I said, what my flag have to do with you? He said to me, you need to take off the flag down. So I said, how could I take off my Saint Lucia flag down and the other flag? He said, I'm demanding to take it off. Because you disrespect me. The Americans is the one spending the money on the island and you don't have just one American flag. So I'm telling the guy, well, bring a flag and I'll put it up for him. He said, no, you disrespect me. And I'm not taking no for an answer. And he go on and go on and go on. And, well, I had a little go at him too, because you can't come and tell me to put down the flag, even my Saint Lucian flag.
Days later, the man returned, repeating his demands. But this time, Marie says police officers noticed the situation. The tourist left when he saw them coming.
Yesterday was the beach patrol, the police officers were there. He didn't even realize the officers were there. He came back and he said to me, I'm sorry. And I said to him, you come back again. When he realized the officers were there, he ran up, he walked very fast up the beach. The officers proceeded behind him, but I don't think they catch him.
Marie asserts that she felt insulted as a St. Lucian national who always respects tourists as the main source of her bread and butter. She added that she would never go to another person's country and demand such a thing.
I feel disrespected because you cannot come to my country and tell me, demanding me to cut my flag for you because I don't have an American flag. Any vendor, any Saint Lucian, any vendor need respect. Any vendor at all, or Saint Lucian people need respect from the tourists too.
Marie says that she reported the matter to police, but noted that the tourists went into the seawater when the beach patrol approached. She believes he would have received a caution from police had he not done so, the same as a local would if the shoe were on the other foot. Witnesses, who prefer to remain anonymous, confirmed the incident, but added that the tourist may have been drunk. However, Marie disagrees, asserting that the American tourist did not appear intoxicated. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Stevana Francis.
Still in the first segment of the broadcast, the POV. Today you shared your thoughts on the United Workers' Party's 13 motions. Here is your point of view.
Yeah, they can make Saint Lucia better. They can make Saint Lucia go forward. He's our leader of the opposition. Do it already, so he will continue to do it when he come back by God's grace. And I'm praying for that. And I'm praying for Saint Lucia to be forward, not to be backward.
I won't even delve too far into the 13 points because as I see this country now, we're not regressing. One of the things that I noticed that they highlighted and it was actually dear to my heart was the return of e-books, which did not work at all here for the kids. They piled up at the ministry with nowhere to turn. Now that the kids get their free laptops, and that is every aspect of school school from secondary as far down to primary level. There's also the advantage of one university degree, one university graduate per household. There are free courses at Monroe in the technical area, which is TVET, where they're talking about agriculture. Agriculture is also was the mainstay of Saint Lucia, but we have moved away from that because of a number of challenges around the world. And I think that the government has taken a very sound approach when it comes to the social aspect of this country, where they provide avenues like the youth economy. I've seen businesses grown. I've seen dreams come to reality. And so those points to me are dead. Come with something new. People are vibrant. People are thriving. We are much better off than we were in COVID. We really don't want to go back to a COVID, an Allen COVID.
First to begin, that was said before already, and that never came through. I have an issue if you want to move laptops and bring in e-books. When laptops, the things up to now, up to the time, e-books are going to take people to come and program it and all kind of nonsense and have money for a year. That is public show. You see that UWP nonsense and nothing like that. They had things already to talk about, and they talk about insurance, they never do. A number of public show. That I'm not going for. Instead, we have a better program. Let's go with it instead. End of story. No floating. I don't know that.
I would love to see Saint Lucia get better. Believe it me, the skies are the limit for Saint Lucia. We have so much to offer. And if they say they have the footing, I think it can go even higher than that. At least put it 99.9%. I am with anybody who really wants to make Saint Lucia better. The education system, especially the social system in Saint Lucia, it's bad. It's really rotten. And I need them to make some advance to that. Our young people, they are going astray. We need to bring them back to basic. We need to help them. We need to bring education back. We make it a priority. And tourism and agriculture, bring it back into the country.
I trust no one. I only trust God. Man will make promises and you give them an opportunity to do. They never really come through with it. What I can say is that I have been there for a while now. I'm 52 years, and I don't think because a promise is a comfort to a fool, and most times they make promises, and when they go in, they never deliver. So I really don't know what to believe. The only difference there are in the party is the colors. They are red and yellow. My opinion is that I just want those guys, to be honest and stick to their words, because most times they say something, I don't know if they have memory loss or something, and they don't really, probably, I don't know if they think of what they're saying, or they just say words, or they just say it loosely. What I can suggest to them is that be honest and be loyal. When you go in to represent somebody, you're supposed to be honest and have integrity, okay? You cannot go in and say you're doing something, and when you go in, the things you say you're doing, you never end up doing it. So they just have to be loyal, honest, and be a person of integrity.
Want to share your point of view with us on trending topics in the news? We would love to hear from you. Look out for our reporters or head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages at Caribbean Hot 7 TV. Coming up next, a local producer gets set to premiere his new film all about Saint Lucia's wildlife, and roadworks in the community of Asukanal are set to make traveling easier for residents. The details to these stories and much more when we come back.